Just a second to learn this. Yeah, we are on YouTube. So let's start. Good afternoon, too. We are here for another English immersion. My name is Warley, and the topic of today is what makes walking so great for our health. So we are going to talk a little bit about this. But before to start, I would like to share a little bit about Talk and Talk and about this kind of immersion. So you all that are watching us on YouTube can understand how this works. So in a general way, Talk and Talk is a conversation platform for beginner, intermediate, and advanced speakers. And the idea is not to be a regular class. I'm not an English teacher or a language teacher at all. But the idea is to develop your fluency and your confidence as an English speaker here and don't do corrections if not needed and something like that. So that's the main idea to focus on to have conversations and develop fluency and confidence. Okay. Besides English, we have other language like Spanish, French, Italian, and Chinese, I believe. Maybe next year we are gonna have German, I guess, and you can see that on the Talk and Talk website. Okay. So with that in mind, I think we can start with the introductions, and after that with the questions. Okay. So Yahoo, can you please introduce yourself for us?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Iago. I'm 28. I forgot my age just a little bit right now. I'm 28. I live in a small town called Apuiarés in the countryside of Ceará. I work as an instructional designer and I love to read in my free time. And I have 7 cats in my house.
Amazing, amazing. And what about you, Christian? Can you please introduce yourself for us?
Sure. So my name is Christian Jimenez. I am from Bolivia. However, I currently live here in Brazil, in Curitiba, Paraná. I'm 36 years old. I currently work as a tech lead. I work in IT area. In my free time, I really enjoy participating in talk and talk immersions. I think that learning new languages has become um, one of my favorite hobbies. So I'm currently enhancing my English here in the platform as well my French as well. Let me see what else. I really love playing football and volleyball when I have the opportunity. Watching movies with my wife and different kind of series as well. I think that's it about me.
Nice, nice. So about me, my name is Warley. I'm 25. I live in Recife right now, Recife, Pernambuco. I work with IT as well as a front-end developer. And I'm also an English and Spanish host here on Talk and Talk. I have started here on 2022, I believe. And right now I'm focused on develop my English skills. So because of that, I'm focused on the English immersions. And yeah, maybe actually I don't know if can you hear me or my internet is bad.
No, it's not.
Can
It's
We
normal
can
here.
hear you.
yeah,
Yes.
okay. It's freezing a lot for me. I don't know if it's my internet, but okay. I think it's back. I'm sorry. Besides to be a host, I love to learn in language. Maybe I will start to learn Italian next year. We are see. I like to run. I like to study about neuroscience and human behavior as well. And yeah, I think that's all about me, guys. So let's start with the question number one. If I'm freezing or if my internet's so bad, let me know, please, that I can close my camera and something like that. Okay. So why is walking considered an easy way to improve health? I'll start with you, Christian. What do you think about this?
So in my personal opinion, I think that walking how it's so helpful because it's like a kind of exercise that you don't stress so much. It's like a natural exercise, so you can take advantage of that time for maybe besides doing exercise as well, start thinking about different things. For me, I use it like a therapy or maybe uh, for for forgiving. No, for it's not forgiving. Yeah, I forgiving the things about my job or the things that get me stressed. So I think that's why it's so useful, or it helps our not just our physical health, as well our mental health. So when I finish my job, I try to go and do a walk with my wife, and we start talking about different subjects or different things about our lives, about our plans, and I think that it's so useful. It's so good for our health in general.
Nice. And why do you think people don't do that a lot anymore? I don't know why people in a general way are so focused on work and getting city and don't do exercise and walking, for example.
I'm not sure. Maybe because people is just seeking or pursuing their dreams, and they think that there is not room for doing exercise. But in my personal opinion, doing exercise it's crucial if you want to, for example, learn something new. Or it's so useful for distract your mind. I would say, because if you are just focused on studying on working, there is a point that your body is not gonna won't be able to handle this. So we are not machines. We need that rest, and for me, walking is a good way for resting our minds.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think it's something important for your physical health, but also for your mental health, you know. And I agree with you when you said about maybe people are so focused on pursuing something on their jobs or something like that. But it's a little bit contradictory, you know, because walking and do exercise it's also important for that. You need to strengthen your body. You need to focus on develop your skills related to physical activities, and that can improve and help you on your job, you know. So I don't know. I think it's also important to focus on that, and people is thinking that it's just important to focus on the job, on work and activities related to that. So yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit contradictory for me, these thoughts, but yeah, that's okay. And what do you think, Iago? Let me know about you.
I think that maybe walking is considered an easy way to improve health because it's a thing that it's easy to do, you know. You can you can do this almost every in every hour that you want. You can do early in the morning to begin your day, or in the afternoon after you finish your day. And I think that it's a way to enjoy exercising too, to start enjoying exercise, because there's a thing that you can go to the street, to a square, something like that, and do this. You don't have to pay anything to do it, so that it's not an expensive thing to maintain on your routine. And I think that walking it's a really good way to to improve just not our body but the mental health, because when we are doing some kind of exercise and we are focusing on the activity, we forget about other things that might be stressing us out. And yeah, I think that it's a good way to start enjoying exercise and to improve our health.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think, as Christian said, it's maybe a natural thing, you know. So it's something like easy to do, and it's so accessible compared to other sports or other activities in a general way. So because of that, I think people prefer to do that, and it's a easy way to improve your health because it's accessible. It's easy to do, you know. So it's something like related to run, maybe because you don't need so much things to do that, you know. So yeah, I think it's related to this point. It's a easy way to do our exercise.
Yeah, I just think that for that, walking or running, you need a good shoe. Just that. A really good shoe to do it. Otherwise, you'll feel pain.
Yeah, it's a good point. Actually, I think it's a easy way and a easy exercise. You don't need so much things, but it's important to do some things before, you know. You can do a lot of things related to go to a nutritionist or a physiotherapist or something like that, and you can buy interesting shoes to use as well. But it's not needed to start, you know. It's needed for improve. I believe it's different compared to other sports that we need a lot of things to start, you know. So yeah, I agree with you. For example, I like to run right now, and I know that's pretty important to have interesting and good shoes, you know. So it's important, or otherwise you'll get hurt, and it's not so good when you do that. So it's important. We don't need to start, but it's important. So let's go to the question number two. Do you enjoy walking, and how often do you go for walks or running or something like that on your daily basis? Let me know, yeah, about you.
I like walking. But that's not something that I do often. I I like to go to the gym. I go to the gym basically every day. And but I that's the time that I have to exercise, you know. I don't have other time to do other thing because I would love to go, for example, go for a walk at the end of the afternoon, but I'm too tired. I already went to the gym. I spent my whole day working. I just want to take a good bath and read a little while, you know, at the end of the afternoon. So I like it, but that's not something that I do often. Usually I go for a walk on Saturdays, but that's almost never. It's when my husband has some classes with his teacher, gymnastic teacher, you know, and they go for a walk, so I go with him. But that's not something that we do very often because I don't know, Saturdays we want to sleep a little more too. We spend the whole week getting up really early, so we like the weekends to rest a little bit. And it's important to rest your body too. So yeah, I like it, but I don't do often.
Yeah, I feel you because it's hard to fit a lot of things on your week, right? Because, for example, you go consistently for the gym, so it's hard to fit one exercise on your daily routine. Imagine to put two or three, for example. It would be nice if we can have if you can have a lot of other exercise like to do a lot of other things, but we work a lot, we study a lot, we need to do a lot of things, so it's hard to fit that on your schedule, you know. So I really understand you. For example, for me right now, I try to run 3 times on the week, but it's pretty complicated to fit that on my schedule when I need to work and study, and I don't have time for a lot of things, you know. So it's complicated, but yeah, we try. It's important as well. Three times a week, for example, it's pretty important for our health. So it's nice to try to do that. Okay, and what about you, Christian? Let me know.
So I used to walk every single day when when I went to the gym. But I stopped going to the gym because I'm gonna travel to Bolivia the tomorrow actually. So I had to stop my signature in the gym. So it was a walk about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from Monday to Friday. So I think that was really good. As already said, I used that time for talking with my wife about different topics. And after that, doing exercise in the gym and then coming back to home. So I used to do that. Now I think that it's been kind of busy because we are preparing our stuff, organizing our house at the department because we are gonna stay out of Brazil for around 1 month. So we are finishing some things, so that's why we are not walking anymore. But we are gonna try to keep exercising or walking in Bolivia because we are gonna eat a lot of them there. So it will be the only kind of exercise that we are gonna do. So for sure we are gonna skip walking over there.
Yeah, I understand because I think that this kind of time on the year, near to Christmas, is complicated to it's complicated because we eat a lot, you know. It's a lot of interesting foods, and I don't know how is that in Bolivia, if it's the same, but here in Brazil, it's pretty a nice moment and a good moment to be on family and to eat a lot. So it's a nice thing. I was thinking here about something that you said about walk with your wife. And for me, for example, I think that walk is a little bit boring, you know. I don't know if it's related to I like to run and run is more activity or something like that. So maybe it's because of that. I think walk is something like boring, but maybe I was thinking now that it's because I do that alone, you know. When you go for a walk and you are talking with someone, for example, I think it's more interesting because it's more, I don't know, it's less boring or something like that. I don't know if you feel the same.
So just walking, I consider that it can be kind of boring because, as you said, the comparison between running and walking. Obviously, when you run, your body gets excited rapidly, so you really feel that you are doing real exercise, and it's not the same by walking. But in my case, all the time that I walk, I do it with my wife. So we start talking about different things. So that's why maybe I don't feel, uh, I don't feel tired after that walk. But for sure that I did a little bit of exercise and I've lost some pounds in that walk. So yeah, but I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's unfair comparison between walk and run. Runs are so active exercise, so yeah, I think it's a little bit unfair to compare. But when you do that, go for a walk, with have conversation and something like that, it's a nice point. It's a good way to do that. So let's go to the question number three. What are some health benefits of walking, in your opinion, in addition to improve mental health? So what do you think is the maybe all the advantages and all the benefits related to walking, related to mental health, physical health, or something like that, or other things maybe? Let me know, Christian. What do you think?
So, the most principal or the most important, I would say that it's losing some pounds, making some exercise, stretching your body, your legs. I think that at the same time, by walking, you can breathe poor air. That depends on the place that you're living. At least me, that I am living here in Curitiba. I take advantage of that because there are a lot of natural parks where we go with my wife and we walk around and we we enjoy first of all as well the landscape and then the air the pure air. So I think that the combination is amazing. Exercising, breathing air, pure air, and the beautiful landscape. So in that context, I would say it will be the perfect kind of exercise.
Yeah, it's a nice point. I was thinking related to Recife, for example. I think that here we don't have a lot of national parks and something like that compared to Curitiba, for example. And I think it helps a lot when you have some nice places to go, and with a lot of nature, with a lot of trees and something like that to breathe and something like that. So. I think it's nice when you have these on your city and when you have this opportunity. So it's a nice point. And what do you think, Iago? Let me know about you.
I think that besides the mental health, I think that walking, running, can be really good for your heart, mostly. Um, you because that's a muscle that needs improvement too, and we only get to do that when we're doing some kind of aerobic. I think that's it. Exercise, when we need to push our breathing and make it heavier, and that feeling on your body feeling heavier and getting really stressed about this, but it's a good thing for your body because you are improving your breathing and your heart. And yeah, and with that, you can. I'm thinking for myself, you can improve, for example, your cholesterol levels, your I don't know how to say glycemia in English. It might be something similar like Portuguese, but I don't know. And you can improve these levels, too, if you have some problem with it. And yeah, I think basically that. And
Yeah,
I think also that it's a good thing for if you feel pain. I don't know if you are feeling that pain of stress in the neck, in the back. I think that walking just a little bit, something good for release this stress on your body.
yeah, exactly. It's interesting because you can go and you can do that for your physical health, maybe for lose pounds or something like that. But it's also important when you need to when you are when you have stress, a lot of stress, when you are so focused on your job or on some activity, and you need to get some fresh air, it's nice. And I don't know if you heard about this phrase, but I don't remember the guy that said that, but it's related to something like sitting is the new smoking, related to the point of all the context that we are working a lot on the computer and we are sitting a lot and we don't do exercise and we don't get up and something like that. And it's so bad compared to uh, smoking, So it's something like sitting is the new smoking. And I don't agree 100% with that. I don't think that's the same bad points, but I think it does make sense in some levels, It's a problem that we have a lot nowadays, and I think it's a problem that we will have a lot on the future because people they are don't focus on exercise and get active, and they are sitting a lot and they are working a lot on the computer, and we are not used to do that, So it's complicated. Complicated when you think about the amount of hours that you are sitting and you are working on the day, maybe 8, 10, 11 hours per day, It's It's a complicated thing, I believe, but it's needed in some levels as well. So, um, let's go to the question number 4. It's a phrase specifically. If you are in a bad mood, go for a walk, and if you are still in a bad mood, go for another walk. It's a phrase of Hippocrates. And let me know, what are your thoughts about this quote, and do you agree with that? What do you think about this? Let me know, Iago.
I agree. I think that walking can be really good for forget about what might be stressing you out. But not just walking, I think that if you have a favorite kind of exercise, it can be a really good thing. You can maybe try meditation for, stress, or I don't know, you can do basically anything for bad mood. But as we were saying, maybe walking is the easiest thing to do in these cases. And I was remembering about something about an article that I read. I think it was about Steve Jobs and how he always went for a walk when he needed to solve a problem and he didn't have the answer yet. So he used to go for a walk to put the mind in another mindset. Because if you are passing through something stressful, you probably not get the answer immediately. In the moment of stress, you need some time to think about that or to not think about that so the solution can come to you. I agree with this.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you feel the same. I think it's maybe a thing more related to people from IT area. But for example, when I have a problem, and I'm trying to solve this problem specifically, I stop to work, I go for a walk or just a walk on my house, or I go to take a shower, and sometimes I solve the problem on this time. I don't know exactly why this happened, but it's maybe you are relax your mind and maybe you can think better on the solution and about the problem. I don't think you feel the same, but sometimes it happens with me.
Yes, you live in Recife. I believe that it's hot like where I live,
Yeah.
you know. So I bet can solve a lot of problems if you live in a hot place. Because the I don't know if you don't I don't have air conditioner in this room that I work, that I study. So it's really hot here. And sometimes I'm just stressed because I am sweating. And I need a bath in the middle of the afternoon. And then I come back and I am more relaxed.
Yeah, exactly that. And right now in Recife, it's so hot. This time of the year, this in this month and in the next month, it's so hot, and it's complicated to think when you are sweating, as you said. So I need to take a shower, I need to relax, I need to drink a lot of water, and I can solve a problem. I can think about a problem if I'm not comfortable, if I'm sweating and if it is too hot. So I totally understand you. And maybe it's related to that. You get more comfortable when you go out, when you take a shower, for example. And maybe when you are working, I think we are so focused on a problem. You are so focused on the problem specifically, and when you get out, you can like uh, you can think in other ways. You can relax your mind, and you can have a flexibility related to these thoughts. So maybe it's related to that. I don't know exactly the scientific explanation, but I think it's related to that. It's a nice way. Take a break and stop for some minutes. So it's a nice way, I believe. Um, And what about you, Christian? Let me know.
Uh, sure. So about the question, I think that that quote means that taking a walk it's always a good choice. Although it's a bad moment or a good moment, yeah, I think that taking a or making a walk, it will be always beneficial for for you, for your body, for your brain. And related of what you were talking about solving problems by walking or by doing different kind of exercise, that happened to me a lot of time as well. I think it's because when we are so stressed or our mind is full of that information, I think that when we do a different activity like walking in this case, I think that our brain start like seeing the things clearly. So that's why I think it becomes kind of normal to find our solutions while we are doing something really different than coding in this context. So yeah, that's it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. As I said before, I think when you are so focused on a problem, on an activity, on your job, for example, as you said, we have a lot of information on that, and you are so focused on the problem, maybe, or on the solution that you are thinking that will work. So when you get out, maybe you have more ideas, you can think in other way, and maybe in the background, your mind is like trying to solve that. So I think it's a good point as well. So I think we already answered the question number 5 in other questions. So I think we can jump to the question number 6. Although walking is beneficial, why is it important to add resistance training to your routine on your people routine in a general way? What do you think, Christian?
So it depends the kind of walking that you are trying to do. If it's something like a short walk, like 20, 15 minutes, I think that there is no problem. But if you want to do it in a highest level, only you need preparation as in other kind of exercise. So you need to train, you need to strengthen your muscles. It can be that you will need some special shoes for walking. So because walking is like another kind of sport. So yeah, I think that preparation it's crucial. Obviously, it's not that hard like other kind of sports like running or swimming or different kind of sports. So, but it's important because maybe you will get hurt because your legs are not ready for doing this kind of exercise. So it's important to do maybe a little preparation, and it depends completely on the kind of work that you're gonna try to do.
Nice. And do you think all people need to do like both related to run or walking or doing this kind of cardiovascular exercise and also do resistance training? Do you think all of people need to do that?
Um, I'm not. I don't think so. I think, for example, elderly people they need that. Uh, the youngest people or youngest populations they don't need to do that because they are young and they don't. It's kind of easy to them to practice walking. But for elderly people, yep, and as well for people who has different kind of let me see, kind of uh, disease, or maybe they have they are not in a regular weight. They need to do this kind of preparation, I would say. For example, for a person who is a lot with I'm not sure if it's a lot, but with a high weight, their legs will be hurt if they just go there and start walking. So it needs to have a balance. So It's not for everybody, but it would be better for everybody. Maybe try to do this preparation.
Nice, nice. And what about you, Yago? What do you think?
I I think that it's important to having resistant training on your routine because I think that is training our body. It's a good way to improve other things. I don't know. When I think about exercise and these things, I really think about a long-term thing because the results are never immediate, and that's something that we need to understand about our body or anything that we do to improve it in some ways. And as I was saying, I really think in long term when it comes to exercising. There are some researches that shows that if you have more muscle on your body, not that you are a big person, but if you have some muscle and you are strong in some ways, you will old better because when we get older, some activities like sitting and standing up can be very, very difficult for some people. And that's why we need to strain our body and we need this level of stress of resistant training to improve our body. So for me, I think that it needs a balance to we need a balance of the two activities to strain our body and do some kind of running, bicycle, some kind of this exercise, so we can have a balance for our body and our heart and our lungs, and we can all age better, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think it's a in a general way, I think people need to focus on two kind of exercise, related to cardiovascular exercise. It's so important for your heart, and also resistance training as well, or exercises like that, because to have muscles is so important for you when you get old, as you said before. But although it is that important, it's also important to think about your specific case, maybe you have a disease or something like that. So you need to focus before on that and after on this kind of exercise. But in a general way, I think you need to focus on these two type of exercise. It's not mandatory to run, it's not mandatory to walk, for example, but it's a great idea. And you need to maybe swim, for example. You need to focus on a type of exercise that strengthens your cardiovascular capacity because it's really important to do that and to have muscles as well. So I don't know exactly what kind of exercise you can do besides go to the gym, for example, because I hate that. But it's important to focus on develop your to strengthen your muscles and focus on this kind of exercise,
I
But
believe that
yeah.
Pilates can be a good thing for strength because in Pilates we use the own body weight,
Mhm. Yeah.
and it might be a good thing. That's a thing that I want to try next year. But yeah, of course, when we talk about exercise, we talk about if we are in the perfect environment to do this, we
Mhm.
have the
Yeah.
resource to do that. But I really believe that, time is something really precious for us, and not a lot of people have enough time. So I think that, of course, it would be great if we all had enough time to do both. But if you only have time to do a specific kind of exercise, if you have just a little time, just enjoy what you can do on that time. That's a
Yeah.
way to stay active.
Yeah, exactly. I pretty agree with you. I think a lot of people think about they need to have the perfect shoes, the perfect clothes or something like that, or the perfect spot or place to exercise, and you just need to start, just start and do something. It's better compared to don't do nothing and get sitting all the day and something like that. So I think it's pretty important. And you said about Pilates, and I never thought about that, but maybe it's an interesting thing. I think it's not the same, but it's something like to do calisthenics. You use your the weight of your body, so it's something related. I don't know if it's the same of go to the gym because you are so focused on muscles there, but it's a nice way to get your resistance and do this kind of exercise. So yeah, it's a great idea. Nice. So, let's go to the question number 8. I think it's a good one. What are some creative ways to stay motivated to walk regularly and not just walk, maybe run, maybe go to the gym, maybe do whatever exercise that you want. So, what are the some creative things that you can think about to stay motivated to do that? Let me know, yeah, about you.
I I don't know about being creative. I think that maybe you need some organization to do it. You need to you need to have on your mind the hour of the day that you will do it, and just do it. Because if you think too much about exercise, you will never want to, because we always want to be relaxed and not do anything because that's easier. So I don't know. For me, what works for me is having my clothes separated on the day before. I don't have, because I don't need to think about that on that moment early in the morning. Having my headphones, my watch in a place that I can just grab it and go, Just don't think too much. Keep your things, the things you need separated, the clothes, the shoes, the whatever you needed to exercise, and just go on the hour that you establish.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's important when you have a schedule or organization to do that, to um, to avoid the barriers that we have to do that. So it's pretty important, but sometimes it's simple like that, as you said, just go, just do that, and it's okay because sometimes you think a lot to do that. And when you think a lot, your brain is find something that can do you avoid to do that. Maybe some excuse that you can use to not to do that. So sometimes just do the logo of Nike, just do it, and that's okay. Just do the easy thing and the first thing that you can, and that's okay. It's better to do something that don't do nothing.
Yeah, I just think that one thing that it's important to do this is find the kind of exercise that you enjoy.
Yeah,
Because you can obligate yourself to go to the gym, for example, but you hate going to the gym,
yeah.
so you will always put a lot of effort on it because it's a very hard thing. You already don't like it. So find something that you like it already will be easier to do it.
Yeah, exactly. It will be more easy. It will be easier when you think about this. Sometimes it will be hard as well because to do exercise, to get active is hard. But when you do something that you when that you like, it's easier, it's easy to start, it's easy to go. So yeah, I agree with you. And what about you, Christian? Let me know.
So about motivation on doing exercise, I think that is kind of difficult. I think that you already mentioned some of them. Is try to find a kind of exercise that you really enjoy doing. But sometimes it's kind of tricky doing that. For example, me, I would prefer to going to play football with my friends or volleyball. That those kind of sports are the kind of I really love doing compared to going to the gym, for example. But for example, me, I didn't find a group of people to play with football nor volleyball. So I decided to go to the gym because I need that. My body need that. And although I don't like it, I have to go over there. I don't have any motivation, specific motivation for going to the gym. The only motivation that I can find every time that I have to go to the gym is that after going to the gym, I will be able to eat more because I already lost some pounds. So maybe after that I won't feel guilty of maybe having a lunch, having a hamburger. So it's the only motivation that I currently have for of going to the gym. Another thing is that, for example, this year I went to the gym regularly from January until the end of November. So I've lost, I think that nine pounds. But the sad part of this is that I gained 5 pounds in just 1 or 2 weeks. I had my happy hour with my work, with my job in Sao Paulo. So I went to Sao Paulo the last week, and just in 3 and 4 days, I gained it and recovered all of the pounds that I that I've lost in all of the entire year. So it's so sad. So the next year I will have to come back to Brazil. I don't know with how many pounds, but I will have to sign again to the gym and try to lose all of them again and again.
Yeah, it's so hard to lost pounds in a general way, and it's too easy to gain, So I really understand you. It's complicated. For well, a lot of people have this metabolism, a different metabolism as well, but it's complicated at this point. I totally understand. So guys, I think we have time for one more question. So let's go to the question number. Um, the last question. The last question is a good one. What exercise would you recommend to someone waiting to start leading a healthier lifestyle in general way? I don't know, maybe one that you like, or maybe one interesting for people in a general way. I start with you, Christian. Let me know.
Is the last one?
Yeah, the 13.
Okay. So I think that walking is a good choice because we already mentioned that some benefits about starting by walking. Then maybe you can try something more challenging like biking. I'm not sure if that's the word. I think that here in Curitiba at least I can see a lot of bikers over there at night doing this kind of exercise. And especially I would say the most important, try to find something that you really enjoy doing. Or if you don't have that possibility, try to find a motivation for keeping doing maybe something that you don't like. That in my case is going to the gym. I think that's it.
Nice points. And what about you, Yag?
Yeah, I think that to start, go for a walk outdoors can be a really good thing because you can feel what your body feels if you are very if you do nothing, I never, even though I really like go to the gym and I enjoy it now, I know that going to the gym can be stressful for some people, so I never recommend it to go to the gym. Try other things. Try going to a place that if you want to do a group, try to do some kind of esports that you like, maybe if you like to play football, try doing that maybe twice in a week, 3 times, 3 times is a good number to start, three 3 times per week. But yeah, I think that for starters, just go for a walk outdoors. Can be a really good thing.
Yeah, it's a good one. I think the first of all, I think it's important that you can start as you can, you know. The most important thing is to start in a general way. But after that, I think it's nice the point that you said about try to maybe before that try to find some sport, some exercise that you like in a general way. And after that, maybe or with that, it's nice when you find some exercise in group, you know, because when you do that with other people, I think it's easier to motivate yourself and do that because it's a lot of people doing that. So it's more easy to find motivation and uh um to find I don't know how to say to find an easy way to do that, you know. It's may relate to that. So when you do in a group, it's easier. So yeah, it's focus on that, and after that, you can focus on the points of uh, type of exercise related to cardiovascular exercise, and after that, with building muscles and something like that. But it's a intermediate or advanced level, you know. The most important thing to start is to focus on the beginning. It's the most important.
Yes, here in my city, for example, I know a lot of people that like biking. I think
Yeah.
that's it.
Mhm.
Um, we have a lot of groups in the city that people go to, I don't know, biking for maybe across 4 cities, and come
Nice.
back. And it's a nice thing. And I know a lot of people that are starting doing that, go to these groups, buy a bicycle and just go. I don't like it, but if you do,
Yeah, for some people it's a nice start, you know, because you go for bicycle and maybe you don't realize that you are doing an exercise or a boring exercise, you know, it's a nice activity with people. So yeah, it's a nice thing. I think it's a good technique, a good thing to try, I believe. So guys, I would like to share on the chat the link of the survey. As you said, it's a number survey. You can say what you think about the immersion and suggest other topics that you want to talk about as well. I would like to thank you for coming as well, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation, and I also hope to see you on the next time. Okay, thank you, Chris.